This is Eli. We at Typewriter Minutes have been wondering, what should the Dutch be proud of?
Vincent van Gogh,
Delft blue earthenware,
windmills, tulips,
those cool wooden shoes,
stroopwafels, yum, Rembrandt,
What else should the Dutch be proud of? Today we are doing a review of a 1957 Royal Royalite. As you might have guessed, this typewriter was made in Holland, and yes, the Dutch should be proud of it.
Picked up this machine here locally for a really good price. It was clean on the outside because the body is just about flawless, but it was fairly dirty on the inside. Took it all apart, gave it a full chemical clean, and it's all back together and typing like a dream, which we'll show you in a few minutes. Really like the design of this one, just the way they've hidden, or they haven't hidden, but you don't see any screws holding it together. There's no screws back here. It's just a nice clean look. Not until you look in here on the carriage end plate cover you see two little screws. Otherwise it's just a nice clean look. This one is all green keys, green body, so we went ahead and put an all green ribbon on it because there is no ribbon color selector. It's just a monochrome machine, and green seemed to fit the best. Eli, tell us about the keyboard.
So it's a standard QWERTY keyboard. There's no dedicated one key, so you have to use the lowercase L. There's the shift key, the shift lock key, margin release.
There's something missing over here. What are we missing?
There's no tabulator.
No tabulator on this machine, all right?
There's the backspace key, and over here is the carriage lock.
Yeah, carriage lock. So you just flip that up, and then you're good to go. And when you're done typing and you're ready to put it in a case, just flip that guy down, and then when the carriage comes back this way, you'll see it locks in place. All right, we'll switch off the camera so we can open up the hood. And this, I was puzzled a little bit on what part to grab to get this thing open, come up a little bit to the top. I think it works easiest if you just put your thumbs here and fingers here, and then pull up with your thumbs, and it pops right off. So it's got a metal, the whole thing is metal, which is nice. Got the little logo there. Royal McBee, manufactured in the Netherlands. And then inside here, just a simple type basket. It has metal spools on it. I don't know if it came with metal spools, but that's how it came to me. It does have these little forks for the ribbon reverse, and so on this particular machine you do need eyelets on the ribbon to trip the manual ribbon reverse, or the automatic ribbon reverse. I don't think there's a manual reverse lever for the ribbon, so if you want to do it manually you just have to go doink, doink like that. Now the ribbon cover has these little hooks on it. There's a hook, you'll see there's a hook here and a hook on this side. There you go. And those hook into this little space right here. So when you're putting the ribbon cover on, those hooks go down into that little crevice, and then you'll see up here your little springs. There's a spring here, a spring here, and then there's two little doodads sticking out. And as you close the ribbon cover, the doodads go like that, and with the spring tension, that's how the ribbon cover is held on. Okay, let's come around to the side of the machine. Eli, what do we have over here?
We have the paper bale with these nice big hooks on it so you can lift it up easy.
And there's no
rollers on it though.
no paper bale rollers, but it works fine. It's kind of like a Brother or a Skywriter, I believe, does not have paper bales either, and it works just fine. All right, what do we have over here?
There's the paper release lever for when your paper goes in crooked.
All right.
There's a carriage release lever on the right.
Ah, listen to that nice Dutch bell.
Hiding over here is the paper support. Folds down in either direction.
Oh, let's see that again. So you can barely see it, and then you just see it barely hanging up or poking out, and then up and down, kind of like a windmill. Ooh. All right, what do we have on the back?
There's the push and slide margin settings. You just push them down and then slide them.
Okay, and then
And there's the cool logo on the back too.
made in Holland. And again, the body on this is really nice. Very minor scuffs there. But overall, the thing's just really in nice shape. All right, what do we have over here?
There's
That's the line space lever, right? Oh, that's the line space lever.
There's 2, 1.5, 1, and 0.
What does 0 do?
You can go to 0, it releases the clicks, so you can just go smooth.
So if you want to type on an exact line on a form, just put it to 0, move it where you want, and then when you're done, move it back. When I was typing this, or typing with this, I noticed that the single space really is too scrunched. The letters kind of overlap each other, so you really want it either on 1.5 or 2 spaces. The other thing on this that's a little bit unusual on this Dutch typewriter is the return lever. I think it's the first one that I have that's like this. Most return levers that I have, the action is this way. It pivots this way when you return the carriage. This one goes this way, and so you'll see it just pivots a little bit differently, and it gives it a little bit different feel when you're returning the carriage. Works as smooth as butter, but it's just a little bit different feeling. It's kind of neat. Now, when I got this, had a little bit of orange or bronze in here, and I thought maybe it was rust, and I started sanding it a little bit with some Croil and sandpaper, and it started turning more orange, and so I stopped. So I don't think it was rust. I think I don't know if it's brass underneath that was with the chrome covering coming off. So anyway, it's still nice and smooth, but it just has a little bit of a tinge of brass color on that side of the return arm. That's just about it for the features.
Before we look at the case, my executive assistant will show us the bottom of the typewriter.
So let's take a peek underneath. Has 6 little rubber feet on it. It's a little bit different when I took it apart. These are like grommets. They come up on the inside of the machine too, and I went ahead and kept them. They're still in good shape. They're probably not as springy as they once used to be, but they're not crumbling. And so I just kept the original feet, and the bottom is nice and smooth, no scratches. When we do the type test, I'll show you the pad that we use for this and some other machines to give it just a little bit of extra grip. But the bottom of the case looks really good. And before I forget, you can't see it now, but underneath the space bar, there's 2 rubber bumpers that were crumbling when I got it. And so I took those off and replaced them with a yellow tubular tube, and I'll show you a picture of that here in just a sec. So now you have a nice rubber thunka 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 when you do the space bar. There's one of the two crumbling rubber bumpers under the space bar, and there's the new one on each side.
Here's a quick comparison in size between the 1957 Royal Royalite and my Tower Chieftain 2, which I call Chiefy.
I think the Chieftain 2 is about a 56 or so, also 56 or 57. Very comparable in height and width and weight. Very lightweight, portable machines. So I'm sure these two machines were battling it out back in the day for market share. Both really nice, ultra portable machines. Smaller than like the standard 5 Series Smith Corona, and smaller than the Royal Quiet Deluxe. So ultra portables, these were two of the better ones, I think.
Now let's take a look at the case.
Okay, I really like the case on this one. It's I don't think it's real leather. It's like a leatherette, but it's still soft. Some of these get kind of old and hard with time, but this is actually nice and soft all the way around. I cleaned it, and it cleaned up really nicely. It's got this little push latch to open it up, and then still has the original frilly doodads on the zipper pulls. So you got one zipper that way, one zipper this way. Opens up to the green interior, nice and silky. And then here's what came with the machine, which is always nice. Came with the original business reply card for your warranty, or this is your certificate of guarantee. Evidently they never mailed it in. And then we also have the original Royalite instruction booklet. And I always love getting the original books. You can get reproductions online. Richard Polt has a website with tons and tons of typewriter manuals, but it's a great service. Thank you, Richard. But it's still kind of neat to get the original one. So we'll put that back in. You have room for paper or whatnot you want to carry with you. And then when you're done, latch it back up. Oh, forgot the zippers. Zip it up. Then latch it. Still has the logo Royal, the Royal logo visible on top. And then on the bottom you got the brass or metal feet, which are still in good shape. So a little tiny tear right there on the corner of the fabric, but the zipper is still fine. Little teeny tiny hole there, but cosmetically, oh, there's another little teeny tiny hole right there, but otherwise still in really good shape.
And now for the type test.
Here's that black mat I was talking about. You can get a big roll of this at Walmart. I think it was less than 10 bucks, and you can get at least a dozen typewriter pads out of it. You just cut it to size. It rolls up nicely to put inside a case, and it just keeps the typewriter really firmly planted. All right, let's put the paper support up. The platen on this, not the hardest, not the softest we've had. So I recommend 2 pieces of paper, your original and a backing sheet. Okay, first, on the green setting,
Quick red fox jumped over a lazy brown dog.
the typing action on this, I would say, is very comparable to a Skywriter. Has a really snappy feel to it, different than, say, an Olympia SF, which is more of a bouncy feel. So if I were wearing a blindfold and typing on this, I could almost guess that it was a Skywriter. So if you like the typing action on the Skywriter, I think you'd like the typing action on this one. I've heard some comments online that I think maybe it's the later version of the Royalite. I don't know if they got clunkier and junkier as time went on, but this one here just types really smoothly. I like the typing action on it. Every now and then, if you're not typing with good form, you'll get a skip and a space, kind of like the Royal Quat Deluxe, but otherwise just a really smooth typer. Now, on the green setting,
now is the time for all good men to come to the aid of their country.
oops. Again, super smooth. I love the backspace on this. Some backspaces are kind of hard. This one is just a really nice backspace. Let's do it one more time. Move the margin in a little bit so you can see the line lock.
Now is the time for all good men to come to the aid of their country.
There's the line lock, so I gotta do margin release. All right, let's take a look at that typeface. See if I can get out of the shadow. Nice and green. Has a clean imprint, cleaned the slugs, cleaned everything inside and out, so it should be typing just like new. Looks really good. We'll do an alignment test. Pass the camera back off to my executive producer.
Capital H, small h, capital H, small h, capital H, small h.
Shift lock. H, H, H. H, H, H. H, H, H. And let's do it down here.
Capital H, small h, capital H, small h, capital H, small h.
Caps lock. Alright, let's see what we have here. Nice and aligned. I did the adjustment on that. I think it was a little bit out of whack when I got it, but now it's just about perfect. So I really like the typing action, super snappy keys, and again, the return arms, just a different feeling to have it go this way, kind of bending over this way instead of that way. But I like it.
We'll finish up this review with some pros and cons of this 1957 Royal Royalite. We'll start with the pros. The cool green color scheme and ribbon, the elegant body lines, it's lightweight and portable, the snappy typing action, excellent cosmetic and mechanical condition, the all-metal body, and the nice green case and original paperwork.
Cons, no tabulator. If you want a tabulator, this machine is not for you. I don't really use a tabulator, so it doesn't bother me at all. The monochrome color, I mean, it's kind of cool because we just happen to have green ribbon, and I actually like the look of the green ribbon. But if you're looking for black and red or some other dual colors, this machine's not for you because there's no ribbon color selector. And that's about it. We have a hard time thinking of any other cons like this machine, and it's quickly becoming one of our favorites.
For joining us on Typewriter Minutes today, we say zero bedankt.
Dewey. Tot zines.